Hi everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for coming to spend some time with me today. Today I thought I would do my October favourites, and I don't have too many things to show you, and if you've been watching me for any length of time you know that I try and shop my stash, shop my collection, because if you're anything like me, I have things in my makeup drawer that I have kind of not forgotten about, but in a way I have forgotten about and I haven't been using them. So I try and rotate things so that I use things up. So now there's a couple of new things, all right. And this is skincare. This is the La Roche-Posay Effaclar. It's an astringent lotion, micro exfoliant, anti-blackheads. That's it there. I hope you can see that. It's not a blue lotion, it's clear, it's just the bottle is blue. Now I actually bought this for my son who's almost 17, and he would get breakouts, particularly on his nose, and the rest of his face is perfectly clear. He has lovely skin. And I was speaking to the assistant in the local pharmacy and asking her, I know her, and I was asking her what does she think I could get him to use. So she suggested this. And I think I've mentioned before that I was getting breakouts on my own chin. They seemed to be hormonal because they were very much under the skin, quite sore, didn't really come to a head at all, but would take a long time to clear up. And I started using this and it has really helped. It really has helped. I think my chin was becoming oily again, because when I was a teenager I had an oily T-zone. Now I have fairly normal skin, but I suppose with hormonal changes our skin can change as well. So I felt that I was becoming oilier around my nose and my chin, not so much my forehead, but definitely my nose and my chin. So I used this and it certainly seemed to help. That in conjunction with this little tube of cream, which I've had to cut because I'm at the end of it. And this was one that my kids would use as well. So I hope you can, I'll have to put my glasses on to read this because the writing is quite pale on it. And it's a Vichy. It's Normaderm Hyaloo Spot. It's targeted care, anti-imperfections and anti-marks. So it's a little green tube. I apologize that it's been cut. But it's a clear gel type of consistency. And I think it has salicylic acid in it, so it really helps. I was applying that to the spots that I had on my chin as well. So that combination has really helped to calm down whatever was going on here. I still have little, I can see like the shadows of the spots, but nothing like they were. So they've been a clear favourite, or two clear favourites. For makeup, now I don't have a base that I've been using in particular. I've been using up products, but what I have been turning to, and this is new to me, this is the Maybeline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Powder. That's it there, and I'm in the shade Natural Ivory 105. It probably won't pick that up. You might see the 105, but that's what I've been using because I think I've mentioned many times before that my daughter, who's 19, likes to use my products as well. So we had used up the Boots No. 7 Airbrush Away Flawless Finish, the Airbrush Away Translucent Powder. That's gone. There's a hair. I just got it. Thank you. So I wanted to try something different, and I'd heard a lot about this, and actually I'm quite impressed with it. I like the packaging. And it actually has a nice mirror. I won't blind you, but it has a nice mirror and a little sponge that I don't use, but my daughter must have used it. And I just use it with a fluffy brush and just set where I need to set. It doesn't give me a cakey look at all. It doesn't settle into pores or lines or anything like that. So I've been really enjoying that. I like to switch things up with blush kind of as the seasons change, and I pulled out this one that I haven't used in quite a while, and it's the Sleek blush, and it's called Antique, not Antique. I was calling it Antique, but it's not, it's just Antique. It's number 142. That's it there. You won't be able to, this camera's not good at focusing, but unfortunately the packaging has broken. So there's a mirror on it, but that's the color. Now you can see there's a little bit of glisten in it, a little bit of glitter, but it's not glitter as such. It's just a kind of a highlight. Now it's showing up lighter than it actually is. It's a funny color because it pulls quite brown, but there's a little bit of peach in it. There's even, yeah, there's a little bit of peach, a little bit of pink in it. So hopefully that will give you an idea. Now I was using that as my blush, but I wasn't particularly liking it because I felt it was too dark. So I started to use it as contour, which even though it has a little bit of shimmer, but I have it on today as contour and a little bit of on my forehead as bronzer. And I've been pairing it with this, which I did mention before, I think in my last favorites. I can't remember, but recently anyway. I think it was September. And it's the Flora Mar Terracotta Blush On in Touch of Rose. So that's the packaging. And it has a little mirror here. And that's the colour. So I was putting Antique on and then layering it with this, and I know quite a few of you like to do that as well. So that's the color there. It looks quite pink, but with the other colors in it, a little bit of gold and bronzy color, it's a little bit lighter. So that's it beside, you can just about see it there, beside the Sleek blush. So layered, and that's what I actually have on today. I've layered those two, and you don't need a highlighter, as you can see. There's a little bit of shimmer in that. So I've really been enjoying those two. For my eyes, and this is again my product, due to my product use up, because I picked out products that I had for quite a while and they were just sitting there. I didn't particularly like them for some reason, so I decided I'd put them in a little separate basket and I would use them up before I'd buy anything else. And one of them was my, I think it's Rimmel Wonder Wing. Yes, it is. The Rimmel Wonder Wing eyeliner. That's it there. And I actually do quite like it. There's one aspect of it that I don't like, and I'll tell you about in a minute. But what I do like about it is you can stamp on. I don't know if you can see when I turn the little tip that one side is flatter and the rest of it is round. So, and you have a very fine little tip. So the idea is, and I did mention this before, that you can stamp on your wing. So you would stamp it on in the outer corner, and then you can draw the line over your lids with the tip of the liner. And I have been enjoying that. Very easy to, where did I put the lid now? There it is. Very easy to get a nice wing. What I don't like about it, and this could be just me because it does happen to me, it breaks down. It doesn't, the staying power on my lids is not good. But I tend to have, that doesn't mean it won't work for you, because I tend to have oily lids and watery eyes. My eyes will water. If something irritates them, my eyes will water, and I'll look in the mirror and whatever eye makeup I have will be all, you know, smudged and blurred, and it'll look awful because my eyes will have been tearing, even though not completely watered, but just tearing at the corners. So that's probably, now they don't do that all the time, but I do have oily lids and this does tend to break down on me. But apart from that, it might work for you. I have been enjoying how you actually use it and how you actually get the winged effect. This I have been loving, and it is another Rimmel product. It's probably not new to the market, but it's new to me, and it's the Rimmel Scandaleyes Wow Wings mascara, and it's in black. So that's it there. And I did mention it in my recent Get Ready With Me. I used this because it has a unique kind of brush. So you have your typical rounded side to the brush. It's curved. But then you have this side, which I hope you can see there, is thin at the tip, and then it comes up in a little curve. And the idea is, and I'm going to use my mirror here, the idea is that when you're applying your mascara, you put on a couple of coats and then you can pull the outer lashes out and you get this winged effect. And I don't know if you can see that. camera may not show it up, but it's quite easy to do. You just pull the lashes with that corner of the brush up when you, oops, I'm smudged. See, I always do this, I smudge, but it's easy to deal with that. So I hope you can see that. I'll do it on the other side as well. Maybe you can see it clearly there. And now I already have a couple of coats of mascara on, so this is very buildable. And I can feel that pulling the lashes up. Now, probably because it's a new mascara, and I did say this the other day when I was using it in my Get Ready With Me, it's like, I suppose like most mascaras, it's quite a wet formula. As I use it, it'll dry a little bit. So you want to be careful that it doesn't touch your upper lids or your lower lids, because it can give you little black speckles. But apart from that, it's easy to remove as well. It doesn't irritate my eyes. And I have to say, I really, really like that. I've really been enjoying that. Have I smudged now? No, I haven't. Another product that I have been using and loving this month, and this is new to me, is a NYX product. It's the Dark Circle Corrector, or Concealer Corrector. That's it there. And I'm in the colour Fair. It's a kind of a pinky, peachy, I'm sorry, it's a very, very dark, murky day, and the lighting is not good, so I have a couple of lights around me. But that's the colour there. That's probably a better representation rather than the lights shining on it. And I have really been enjoying this because I used to use the Catrice Anti-Fatigue Colour Corrector. Now, I don't think this is going to show up on camera. I'll put it, that's it on my finger. I'll try swatching it. That's it there. So it's very blendable. So I have dark circles under my eyes, blueness, and this colour corrects them. So this is slightly more moisturising than the Catrice one, which I found had been beginning to dry my eyes out a little bit. This is much creamier, and you can apply it with your finger or with a brush, and I'm going to show you a brush that I've been loving as well. But that's really, really lovely. Now you don't have to actually use a concealer over it, but I do, just to give myself that extra coverage. So I've really been enjoying that, and I think it was less than €10, so good price too. I have two brushes. Excuse me again. I have two brushes that I have been loving this month, and the first one is to use in conjunction with my concealer or with my corrector, and it is the Zoeva number 142 Concealer Buffer. I don't know if the camera will focus on the name, but it's a Zoeva. I'll put it below. It's a lovely little, it's quite a dense brush. It's very soft, so when you're using it in the delicate under eye areas, it's really, really soft, and it's really good for blending concealer. It's really good for putting on that colour corrector. And yes, I've been really enjoying that because I didn't have a concealer brush up to that. Now this I've been using as well for setting my concealer, but also just for different areas, maybe for buffing out my makeup. And this is Primark, and it's I think it's in their Pro range, the PS Pro range. It's the number 101 HD Kabuki brush. Again, I don't know if the writing might show up there. And that's the shape of it. So it's like a little triangle, but it's slightly more pointed on one side. It's not quite an even triangle. If you can see, that side is slightly more angled. I find this great for setting my under eye, for blending out your foundation. You know, if you see, oh, smudged or it's not blended there, or you need to buff it out a bit, I've been finding this great. And also for setting my under eye. So I would take one of the flat sides, just touch it into my powder, and then go in under my eyes, and it just fits perfectly. Just fits perfectly. It's lovely and soft. I really can't get over the quality of these brushes. I think I have 3 of them now for sure. I have 2 of the tapered powder brushes. One I use for powder, one I use actually for blush. I have this one. I think I have another one. Do I have another? No, I have this little blender brush. The PS brushes, the Primark brushes are absolutely fantastic. I'm really impressed with them. So that, oh no, one more. This is a body care product. This is the Aveeno Active Naturals Daily Moisturizing After Shower Mist. Clinically proven to moisturize for up to 48 hours, helps seal in moisture post shower dry skin. It's for dry skin. So that's it there. And what I really like about this is it's a spray. Now, one actually was given to me as a gift from my sister. And one of my nieces was in the room and she said, oh, you need to have a towel on the floor when you're using that. So I was very conscious that I didn't want to spray the floor of the bathroom, make the tiles slippy. But actually, you can spray it onto your hand. I don't know, you won't be able to see the spray. But that's it. It's a kind of an oily, slightly oily, but it's white. And then it just rubs in beautifully. And I've really been enjoying that. It's very quick because I'm very lazy about applying moisturizer to my body, and I know I need to do that more often. So yeah, I've really been enjoying that. And it sinks in quickly, so I shower at night. I can put my PJs on relatively quickly. Yeah, practically. I mean, that's dried in now. It's absorbed. So they're all my favourites for the month of October. I'd love to know what your favourites have been for the month. If there's any new products that you've been using that I would love to hear about. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, maybe you would think about hitting that subscribe button. And please let me know the type of video that you would like to see me doing, or if there's any particular products or ranges that you would like to see me review. If I can possibly do it, I will, because I want to make content that is appealing to you all. So that's it from a very dull and rainy Dublin. I hope that wherever you are, you're having a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you very soon in the next video. Take care. Bye.